Let's get you big breaking news coming in this evening. The Supreme Court is likely to pronounce its verdict in the Karnataka Hijab ban matter this week. Now, the Supreme Court could just pronounce the verdict to the petitions challenging the Karnataka High Court judgment refusing to lift the ban on hijab in educational institutions before Justice Hemant Gupta retires this week. We've been seeing the hearing going on for the last few weeks. The bench had reserved its judgment on the pleas on September 22nd after hearing arguments in the matter for 10 days. There's speculation that the verdict could come as early as tomorrow, but sometime this week is what we're hearing, that finally we'll have clarity from the Supreme Court. Remember, a number of petitions challenged the Karnataka High Court order which had upheld the ban on hijabs in educational institutions. And while this hearing has been going on at the Supreme Court, it's been extremely interesting to note all of the arguments that have been taking place both for and against the wearing of hijab in educational campuses. This week, we're expecting that the Supreme Court will finally deliver its verdict on this huge national talking point. Nalini Sharma is joining us live with more details on this. Nalini, any clarity on exactly when we can expect a verdict from the Supreme Court?
Well, Akshita, what we need to remember is that Justice Hemant Gupta, who is heading the bench who was hearing this entire matter, is all set to retire on the 16th of this month, which is Sunday. So in all probability, either tomorrow or day after, the judgment is going to be coming in. The Supreme Court website indicates that the tentative date for the judgment to be listed is tomorrow, which is why we are still saying that it's likely that the matter will come up tomorrow and the judgment will be pronounced tomorrow. We will have to wait for the official cause list of the Supreme Court to be out tonight to get the complete details of exactly as to whether or not it's coming tomorrow or day after. But it's a very important judgment, no doubt about that. 10:30 a.m. is when we should be expecting the judgment, and tomorrow the Supreme Court is going to decide as to whether or not the order that was put in place by the Karnataka government imposing a ban on wearing of hijabs in the educational institutions, which was later also upheld by the Karnataka High Court, whether or not there is any validity to it and whether or not that will be allowed to continue. One way or the other, the Supreme Court is going to decide either in favor of the petitioners who've knocked the doors of the Supreme Court challenging the Karnataka High Court order, or the government, which has time and again argued that the ban is not on particularly hijab, but on any religious dressing that should not be allowed in educational institutions.